Identity, we think it's going to be huge. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I think you only have to look to China to basically understand that identity is kind of where it's at, and that when you can create these closed loop ecosystems where you actually can verify, for lack of a better term, a consumer's identity,
Yeah.
it's just an unbelievable competitive advantage.
Yes, it is. Knowing who's on your website is huge. Thankfully, we don't have a government like that of China, though. So in the US, how can you resolve the identity of the visitors on your website? With Web Identity. Web Identity gives you the ability to deterministically resolve the identity of your anonymous website visitors. Here's what that means and why it matters. Every day, prospects visit your website. They're actively looking for the product or services you sell. Your marketing should be focused on them and prospects who look exactly like them because they're your quickest and surest path to profits today. But you don't know who they are, so you wind up treating your best prospects the same way you treat everyone else. See the problem? Now you might be saying, I can retarget them, so I'm covered. Really? If you're relying on Google and Facebook's retargeting cookies, you're letting those ad platforms dictate what you can do, how you can do it, where, for how long, pretty much everything. They're the silent controlling business partner you never knew you had and you didn't invite in. The one who calls all the shots and controls how much profit you can or can't make. This is because they are in the possession of the world's largest identity graphs. You don't know who's on your website, but they do. So you have no choice but to use their retargeting ads. And to make matters worse, they don't care at all about your profits. They care about their profits. They're what's known as a powerful supplier, and they're driving down your profits. More on that in a second. But first, meet Bob. Bob owns different devices that he uses interchangeably throughout the day. He also visits a ton of places online: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, his favorite football team's websites, news sites, you name it, Bob is everywhere. To be able to market to Bob on a people-based level, which means you know it's Bob whether he's on his desktop, laptop, tablet, or phone, using any one of his personal email addresses, and whether he's using any of those devices or emails on Facebook or Twitter or a rock climbing blog, you first need to resolve Bob's identity. Because you're not marketing to Bob's laptop, you're marketing to Bob. And you're not marketing to Bob on Facebook, you're marketing to Bob. You simply can't do that if all Bob is to you is a cookie rather than a person. So here's how you do that. Here's how you transform Bob from a cookie into a real person. Like Google or Facebook, but much smaller and only US based, our identity graph contains the deterministically resolved identity of more than 200 million US consumers. On average, we can resolve the identity of 50% of US visitors to any website, which we can then match up with 2.6 emails and 2.5 device IDs on average per person. And that's a pretty big deal because now you can do a whole world of things that you couldn't do before. Remember what your goal is here. You want to be able to reach Bob. Not Bob on Facebook, not Bob on YouTube, or Bob on his tablet at Twitter, wherever he is, whatever device he's using. With Web Identity, you can. With cookies, you can't. Web Identity gives you complete traffic insight, ownership and control of your targeting data forever, a permanent record of your best leads, a portable targeting method that's platform agnostic, meaning you can take your targeting to any platform and use it. The ability to target behavioral and demographic lookalikes across any platform at any time for as long as you want. Web Identity also gives you real-time lookalike targeting that lowers cost per click by 25 to 75% on average. Email retargeting based on pages visited or actions taken on site without an email opt-in. And finally, it'll give you insight on your visitors such as their LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, demographics, phone number, email address, work email address, income, and vehicle information. And even with all that, we're just getting started. Because what web identity gives you is power and protection, power over and protection from the 5 forces that you and every company on earth competes with for profits. We mentioned one of those forces before, powerful suppliers, ad platforms who impose terms, conditions, and prices on you that are designed to drive up their profits, not yours. Web identity crushes powerful suppliers by putting the control back in your hands. If you'd like to take control of your business's retargeting and first-party data and gain that unfair advantage over your competition while this technology is still new, we urge you to book a call on our calendar to learn more. Before the call, we'll send you a full explainer right to your email, giving you the full breakdown of the technology. And on the call itself, we'll discuss how deploying web identity for your business will be a game changer in your marketing stack. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and we look forward to speaking with you about deploying this revolutionary technology for your business.